I don't know if anyone else is excited as I am, but I cannot wait to go see the new Pirates movie tomorrow. Like, seriously, I'm totally going to be rocking that Lorac palette. I cannot wait. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to do a video that has been several days in the making. This is the Battle of the Foundations. I recently ran out of my Tarte Rainforest of the Sea foundation, which if you saw my empties video, you'll see me love on that because it is one of my favorite foundations. I'll throw it up in the cards in case you're interested in seeing it. So the hunt was on for a new foundation, and let me tell you, this is something that is really difficult for me. It's hard to find the right color because I'm not quite the palest, but I'm not quite the second from the palest in the scale of foundations. It's ridiculous. It's so hard for me to find a color, and I'm not super yellow, and I'm not super pink, and I'm not super neutral. I don't know where I fall into the line of all this. So a lot of it is just trial and error. I try it, wear it, see how it goes. There's a lot of foundations that just don't stick to my skin well. There's stuff that clings. So I went and almost every day, I think, give or take a few days, I went ahead and tried a bunch of foundations. I tried prestige brands and I tried drugstore brands, and my final conclusion might surprise you. So I'm just going to put several videos together here into this one because I talk about them I show myself putting it on and my first thoughts on it, and then I do several checkups throughout the day on each one. So you're going to see several different clips all together, and hopefully it'll string together in one video and be fun and easy for you to watch and give you my thoughts. But the foundations that I tried were I did try the Too Faced Born This Way in the color Snow, which is their lightest color. Now, I actually wound up returning that one before I decided that I should record this. So I actually don't have anything to show you on that one, but I can tell you that I absolutely loved that foundation. It was gorgeous. It went on well. It lasted all day. It looked like skin. It didn't look like I was wearing anything heavy. It covered up all of my redness. It was beautiful. But I noticed in the last video that I posted that I was wearing it in that video, and whenever I was editing it, I was like, oh my gosh, I am so washed out, just so white in my face. It's so apparent. So I went and returned it, and I tried to get the next color up, which I believe is Porcelain, and it was super yellow, like super yellow. When your boyfriend tells you, why do you look so yellow today, you know that foundation is not for you. So I did not get another Born This Way because the next shade up, the third shade from the palest, was too dark, super dark. So I did try that, and I love it, and maybe someday I'll get the two and mix them together, the Snow and Porcelain, and see how that goes. But it is rather pricey. I believe it was about $48, $46, somewhere around there. So I don't want to spend that kind of money on foundation. So and then I tried the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation. I tried the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Powder Foundation, which I received in that $63 deal that they did. If any of you heard of it, you got a full face of makeup for $63, 7 full-size Tarte products. It was like a one-day only sale. You got a blush and a lipstick and eyeliner and foundation. It was a really good deal. Unfortunately, they kind of botched it up for a lot of people. For me, mine came without the foundation, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to get to try it in time for this video, but luckily after talking to them for a while, they did send it, but I know a lot of people had problems with them on it. So I think they bit off more than they could chew with that deal. But nonetheless, that was really good deal. I'm glad I did it. But so I tried that one, and then I did the two drugstore ones that I tried were the number 7 Stay Perfect and the e.l.f. Flawless Finish, 2 foundations recommended by another YouTube beauty guru that I love. I believe her name is Jessica Braun, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Love her so much, and she said those were her 2 favorites, so I went ahead and gave those a shot. So I hope you enjoy this video. Also, just so you know, I did wear the same primer with every one of these foundations. It was the Urban Decay Self-Adjusting Complexion Primer. I am still on the fence about this. I got this in that Urban Decay haul when I went to the master class, and it's really cool because it does change color a little bit when you put it on. It gets a little flesh colored, and it does help cover redness. I'm starting to think it doesn't do so much for helping foundation last for a while. I'm also starting to think that it doesn't help much with moisturizing and helping keep those dry patches at bay. So I'm on the fence about it, and we'll see. But I did use this primer during our For Everyone, just so you know. So the first one you're going to see is the Makeup Forever HD Ultra HD Liquid Foundation in the color Y225. This one was actually it wasn't super thick and it wasn't super liquidy. It was a very nice consistency. Okay, so this seems to have pretty sheer coverage. It's supposed to be buildable. The color seems pretty spot on. I want to cover it up, but it seems, I mean, it's going on nice. The Beauty Blender is doing a great job. It's not bad. Not bad at all. I actually really like the coverage. It doesn't look like I'm wearing a ton of makeup. It looks like skin still, which is really, really great. I don't like it when it looks like I'm wearing a bunch of foundation. I mean, like, I can't even really see where the foundation is. Okay, so I feel like when I went over this area, I actually pulled some of it off. Now, I'm still a little iffy about that Urban Decay primer, so that may be the cause. Let's just try to repair that. Maybe I shouldn't go over it so much. Just want to make sure I'm getting it around my nose. Okay, yeah, I definitely pulled some off. Ugh, I hate fighting with foundation. I am not going to lie. It is my least favorite thing to do. It's so hard to find a good one. Okay. I think that's looking pretty good. Okay, so I've got my foundation finished. I'm going to wear this throughout the day and see how it goes. I did not put on any powder. I rarely ever do that, so I'm just trying to wear it as I normally would, and I will check in at the end of my work day. So around my nose area and then around my chin, the foundation had worn away. It had moved and separated a bit on my cheeks, and then I noticed that it just didn't look good anymore. I got pretty oily. Okay, so the foundation I'm going to test out today is the Tarte Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Airbrush Foundation. This is in the shade Fair Light Neutral. It is a powder foundation that is supposed to be full coverage. So we will test that out. I have already applied my concealer because because it's a powder and you don't want to put a cream product over a powder. Now there's one thing I've been noticing about my skin. Though I do get dry patches through my nose and my cheeks, I've been noticing a lot more oil production lately. So I have been getting oily on my forehead and around my nose and in the crease and a little on my chin. So hopefully using a powder foundation will help with a little bit of that. But I don't usually use powder because of it sticks to my dry patches and it dries up my skin. So we will see. We will see. The brush I'm going to use to apply this with is the Sephora Mineral Powder Brush number 45. Haven't used this in a while, but I used to use this for my bare minerals all the time. It's really neat. There's this little mesh netting here, and you just are supposed to pump it in there, tap off the excess, and then buff it on. So let's see how this goes. Let's start my forehead. Okay, so color-wise, this might be just a little too dark for me. Maybe a little too yellow. Gosh, it's been forever since I've used a powder foundation. Like, I used to use Bare Minerals back in the day, like maybe a year or two ago, when I first started my rosacea treatment, because I was only supposed to use mineral foundation. And then once I was able to move on from that, I definitely did and have used liquid ever since. Okay, so I mean, coverage-wise, this is looking really nice. It's I had some redness going on. I just recently switched to the Tarte Guard Broad Spectrum Sunscreen. It makes me a little red, and I looked up the ingredients, and there's some, I think it was alcohol in there, so that would be the reason for any redness that comes up, but it doesn't last for very long. But I did notice it was still there, and this has done a really great job just evening that out. I hope this can stay fairly matte throughout the day. It's not a super matte finish because I am seeing some shine in my chin, a little bit on my forehead, and I'm okay with having a slightly dewy finish. It doesn't have to be super matte. I just don't want it to be greasy or oily looking. So I'm really liking this coverage. I think the foundation looks great. It looks very natural and very light. I think it's just a smidge too dark. I just feel like it kind of looks a little patchy in color, and that might be because it's just maybe a hair too dark. I definitely think that I look washed out under my eyes. Maybe I should just bring it up a little bit. I don't normally put foundation under my eyes on top of my concealer, but maybe to make it look a little less washed out. Yeah. All in all, this isn't bad. I'm liking the coverage a lot. It covered a lot better than I thought it was going to. I don't know, I still feel like it kind of went all patchy. I feel like maybe there's some color missing here. Maybe I didn't go over that area. Yeah, let's try just go completely over my mouth here. I think if it matched my skin tone a little better. Huh. And it's funny because I picked up the Fair Light Neutral because I wear Fair Neutral in the Rainforest of the Sea foundation, which, by the way, I'm holding on to this empty jar so I remember my shade and can pick it up later because I have a feeling I'm going to wind up going back to that. Okay, so here's a better picture of me in natural lighting. Yeah, I'm in my car at the mall. But it looks better in natural lighting than it did in my studio under the studio lights. I definitely think that, ignore the cake box in the back, I definitely think that it is a better match. You can compare it to my neck. Yeah, I definitely think that it's a better match than I thought it was. So yeah, we'll see how this wears. The dewiness doesn't look as bad as I thought it did either, and it doesn't seem to be as patchy. So maybe it was just the studio lights, and it's also under a fluorescent, well, it's not fluorescent, it's like normal halogen. It was under a halogen light bulb as well. So hopefully this will work out. So far I'm really liking the coverage, and I'm really liking the way that it looks on my skin so far, especially since the color is a better match than I thought it was in the beginning. So we'll see how it goes. I'll wear it throughout the day, and then I'll check in at the end of the day. I've been checking in usually about 8 or 9 hours later because I've been wearing it to work, but it's Saturday, so I don't have to work today. But so we'll see how this goes. Yeah, I'm really excited. I will check in a little bit. Okay, it wore well throughout the day. It did get a little light on my cheeks, and it definitely clung to some of the dry patches on my nose. You can see the texture starting to show through a bit more than it was earlier today, but overall I actually really liked this foundation and it held up really well. Okay, so the next foundation I'm going to try on my quest for awesome foundations is I don't know if I want to do number 7 Stay Perfect or this elf one. I don't know what this is called. I just purchased it through the box away and I have no idea what it's called. I'll look that up and link it down below, but I think I'm going to do number 7 Stay Perfect. Number 7 is a brand that I have I heard of first whenever I was living in the UK for a little bit, and then I was really excited to see it come over here to the United States. So I finally picked this up. I didn't get to record my final thoughts about the Tarte Airbrush foundation that I had here, the powder one. I actually really liked it. The coverage stayed pretty much all day. I went outside and it's super humid and I got really sweaty and it stayed, and I wound up falling asleep for a little while and it stayed. Like, it was amazing. It did wind up towards the end of the day sticking to some of my dry patches on my nose and my cheeks, and sort of emphasized it, but I didn't feel like it actually dried my face out any. So that's pretty awesome for a powder foundation. So far, out of everything I've tried, it's my favorite. So the next one I'm going to try, I'm definitely going to do this number 7 Stay Perfect foundation. So to give it an equal fighting chance with everything else I've tried, I am also going to use the Urban Decay Self-Adjusting Complexion Primer. This is a very interesting video for me. I have been filming this over days, every day trying a new foundation, because I love my Rainforest with C1, but I really wanted to try something new, and man, it is a battle to find something new, let me tell you. All right, so make sure we get this set, and I'm going to put just a smidge on my chin. So I touch my face a lot, and I've been trying really hard not to do that lately, but I always touch my face like this at work all the time, so I put a little primer there in hopes that it will help my makeup stay a little bit longer. So let's go ahead and try this. I have a brand new, freshly clean beauty sponge. There's nothing more exciting than like dampening a brand new sponge, let me tell you. All right, so let's just go right in here. Oh, I guess I'll put this on the back of my hand. I'm just shaking it. I don't know. Okay, so this is in the shade Cool Vanilla. So after my fiasco with Too Faced Born This Way, which I don't think I mentioned in this video, I tried the Born This Way before I started recording my foundation videos, and I honestly wish that I had recorded that one, because honestly, that foundation is fabulous. But I got it in snow, because I'm usually pretty light. But the snow it washed me out. Actually, in the last video I posted, I was in my unboxing video, I was editing that film, and I was like, I look so white, it's ridiculous. But then if you go up another shade, it's extremely yellow. So I returned it and gave up on it, and then decided from then on, you know, let's go ahead and give this foundation trial. Like, let's record my foundation trials and see how it goes. So the lightest shade in this and any number 7 foundations I had been seeing is called Calico, and that was the one I was going to buy. But after seeing myself with that Too Faced foundation, I decided that I may not be that light anymore. I feel like I've gotten a little sun. So this is the next shade up from Calico, the Cool Vanilla. And so far, what I'm seeing, it looks like a pretty darn good match to my skin tone. It doesn't seem to be too dark, like I thought that the Tarte one was yesterday. I mean, it's going on well. This is let's see, it's a medium coverage, all day wear, and there is SPF 15 in this. I remember reading on the package that it said it was supposed to last for about 12 hours. Let me just see if it says on the back here. Oh, I'm sorry, up to 17 hours of wear, weatherproof and transfer proof. So we will see. We're getting into those lovely hot humid days here in the Midwest. So if my makeup cannot run down my face, I will be super happy. All right, so yeah, I feel like this is doing wonders. It's looking very, very natural. Very natural. I'm just going to bring my mirror a little closer here. Okay, so now that I'm seeing it a little closer, I'm thinking maybe it's just a smidge too dark and maybe I should have gone with Calico. But maybe when I step outside, my mind will change a bit. Like it did yesterday. Like the Tarte one. It looked splotchy to me in here and it looked too dark. But when I stepped outside, it was perfect. Just absolutely perfect. So I think that the Tarte one's going to be great. Especially on hot days, and if I get a little bit darker, I don't think it'll be that noticeable. Also, it was lightweight, so that's amazing for summer. Yeah, so far in here under these studio lights, it is definitely looking dark. It has definitely more of a neutral undertone. I mean, this just blended out so well, so well. I can't even tell that I'm wearing makeup. That's how amazing this is. This is just gorgeous. And yes, I did go over my lips a little bit. But yeah, oh my god, okay. Okay, so first thoughts on this foundation. The coverage was a perfect medium. It wasn't too sheer, it wasn't heavy. One coat is all I needed for that coverage, and that's all I really want is medium. It just helps cover up my redness. Went on beautifully. very, very beautifully blended. Oh gosh, I'm super amazed. So I never buy drugstore products. I just never do. And but this is, I'm just loving how this went on. Now one thing I am not liking so much about is the shine. It's a very natural shine, but with it getting warmer, I'm starting to get oily on my forehead and in my around my nose and on my chin. So I feel like this might wind up a little too oily, so I'm going to just put a little powder on top of this. So I did put on my concealer. In the process of using my beauty blender to blend out the concealer, I noticed I did pull a little bit of the foundation off of my cheeks. So I'm going to just try and touch that up a little bit. So my thought is that this is not necessarily buildable, but once you have it on, you have it on. Okay. All right, so it looks like I was able to repair that a little bit, but I'm afraid to really get in there. I'm afraid I'm going to pull more off. So we're just going to leave it like that. I am going to go ahead and use this Cat's Wink Tony Moly powder that I have. I am still in the process of trying to hunt down an actual makeup setter. I had the Makeup Forever one, and I can't find it. And so I finally just the other day gave up looking for it, and I'm trying to decide on what sort of makeup setting powder I should go for. I tried the flower one at Walmart because I found it on sale, and it's not very good at all. This one's okay. It's supposed to help control oil production a bit, but I feel like it doesn't really do much. It doesn't keep my makeup more matte throughout the day. I think it's something that needs to be reapplied, and I'm just not a person who's going to continuously reapply my makeup. So there's the finished look. I do need to draw my lips back on because I did go over those with the foundation a little bit, but so far I'm really, really liking this. It looks so natural, so beautiful. I'm hoping that it's going to last all day and that we're not going to get a lot of caking separation, because if so, this will be the best drugstore product I have used in a very long time. Like I said, I just don't buy a lot of drugstore products, and I just don't try them because I used to wear them all the time as a teenager and in college, and I just you know, it's what I could afford then, and I found better products on the prestige side, and I've just kind of stuck with them. But this is amazing. I am in love with this. So far so good. I will do a couple check-ins throughout the day to see how this is faring. I feel like there's a line in my makeup. Like, I got my makeup here. It's weird, or it wore away, but I have like this bright white spot. And my number 7 check-ins, I've mysteriously disappeared off of my camera. So, but I do, the area that I pointed out, that stayed all day, and I don't know if it's because I wound up taking a little bit of a nap that day and I pulled it away or what, but overall though, it stayed on my face very well throughout the day. It still looked like skin from the end of the day. I didn't have excessive oil production, and it was definitely a product that I enjoyed. Okay, so I'm going to film the e.l.f. one again. I went to the dentist yesterday and it all got worn away, so I felt like it didn't have a decent chance. So what I'm going to wear today is the e.l.f. Flawless Finish Liquid Foundation in the shade Porcelain. Yes, Porcelain. There's a scent to it. It's very floral, which I don't like the scent. It's also extraordinarily thick, in my opinion. It feels more like a whipped mousse kind of foundation instead of just a straight liquid. Now this did cost $6. So it has it does a good job for $6. You can't really beat that compared to the like 48 I think I spent on the Too Faced. 30 something I think I spent on Lorac. Yeah. As you can see, it comes out and it's very thick and it doesn't move. Whereas everything else I've tried I felt was more liquidy than this. Okay, so I think the color is actually pretty spot on, and it's blending out nicely. It's covering my redness very well, so the coverage is great. I would say it's a medium coverage, pretty decent medium coverage. Now I do have some dry patches on my nose, so I'm interested to see how it wears on those throughout the day. Alright, I'm going to finish the rest of my makeup, and then I will check in a couple of times throughout the day. So I for some reason did my makeup backwards this morning and did my foundation before my eye makeup, so I had to prepare a little bit. But I want to give you a little bit of a close-up on what this is doing. You can see that it actually looks pretty good. My redness is showing through a bit, but I'm afraid that if I add any more, it's going to start pulling it off. And I have this little red spot right there that's kind of peeking through. But overall, it looks pretty good. The redness kind of looks like blush, so I'm not unhappy. I did go over my upper lip a little bit, so I need to draw that back on. But yeah, so far so good. I'm going to go to work, and I will check in after work, so in about 9 hours or so. Okay, so just got off of work, and I've been wearing this foundation for 9-ish hours now, and I have to give it a lot of credit for being $6. It's not bad. I am not faulting it for wearing away on my chin, because I often rest my head in my hand, so that's fine. But I did notice that on my nose I got pretty oily, and in the crease of my nose you can see some fun stuff going on right there. It looks like it caked up. It's worn away on my cheeks, which I actually haven't been touching my cheeks too much today, but it lasted on my forehead pretty well. It just feels like it feels like I'm wearing foundation now. When I first put it on, it was almost not noticeable and kind of felt like skin, but now it's very, very noticeable, and it feels like it's kind of a little greasy, which might just be my face. I don't really know. But definitely, yeah, you can see it's kind of sticking to some of the dry patches on my nose a little bit, and my glasses have worn it away, but that's typical. You can't really help that at all. So watching that was kind of the funniest thing ever, because I could totally tell when I recorded it super early in the morning or when I recorded it on the weekend in the morning after I had a good long night's sleep. So that's pretty funny to me. Yeah, so the e.l.f. one was a little meh, and I apologize for the choppiness of this video. It's my first time doing like a bulk video where I take multiple clips and combine it into one rather than doing just one long video and then chopping it up the way that I need to. So I think I'll do a battle of something again in the future, because I really liked doing this. It gave me like a project throughout the week. But yeah, I'll definitely figure out a way of doing it better and hopefully capture all of my information and not have to keep popping in the middle like I was to give you my thoughts on it. But anyway, so what foundation was my favorite? Absolutely favorite, and it is rather surprising. My favorite foundation is the number 7 Stay Perfect foundation. I'm wearing it today, and today is really when I realized that it is just the wrong color, because I put it on and I went outside, and you just can tell it's just completely different from my neck. So I am going to go back and buy the calico color, and if that was too light, I'm just going to mix these two together, because I absolutely love this. It looks amazing on, and today, like, I don't know if I'm just having a good skin day or what, but my skin has looked just flawless, especially on my nose, which has been a battle lately, and this just stayed in place all day. I freaking love this foundation, like seriously, and it's a drugstore. Like, I am absolutely floored by how this performed. I would say my second favorite. Is the Tarte. I can never remember the name of this. Amazonian Clay Full Coverage Airbrush Foundation. I really like this one as well. It is just it goes on a little patchy, like I said. And whenever I was editing this video, I did see that when I'm putting it on in the studio, you can really tell a color difference as I'm putting that on. So I'm thinking it's the wrong color for me, but perhaps throughout the summer, if I do get a little tan, which doesn't usually happen, but if I do, then I'll have this as something that I can wear. So that was great. I would say that my absolute least favorite was between the e.l.f. Flawless Finish and the Makeup Forever HD foundation. The Makeup Forever one, like, it wore away quite a bit in my opinion, but you know, now that I'm thinking about it, in comparing what I just edited in the videos, I have to say that actually the e.l.f. Flawless Finish was the absolute worst of the ones that I tried. It's not that bad of a foundation, but whenever I turned my head, I could just see how my nose was all red where it had worn away, and my natural skin was showing through, and it did not end the day pretty. So I mean, this is only $6, and maybe if you have like very normal skin, it will work better for you. I would think that if you have oily skin, this is not going to work. Dry skin, it did clean the patches. So I don't know, maybe just normal skin. Yeah, so I have to say, the battle is over for a while and we found our champion, so I'm excited. Thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully this wasn't too choppy or too messy for everyone to watch, and leave your comments below if you have any foundation recommendations that you think I should try, because I'm always looking for a good product to try out. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!